50, 45. There goes Davis.
Oh, my God.
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, happy New Year and welcome into a brand new edition of the Dream Wager presented by Viva Tequila Seltzer. A little more on them in just a little, but welcome in. Happy New Year, everyone. Episode 487. Today is January 2nd, 2025. A little weird to say 2025, huh, kid?
I'm going to be honest, Dale. Well, first of all, Happy New Year to all the people out there. For the first time that I can remember, like on a piece of paper, you're filling out, the info of the date. I wrote 25 instead of the last year. So for the first time that I can remember, I actually wrote the year of. So I'm happy about that. But so far, same old shit. Just a new fucking month and year, people. Happy New Year. Glad to be back with y'all. Let's get into it.
Did I do anything exciting? I know some people go out, they're exciting. Some people are more homebodies.
Put like this, for the first time ever, I spent New Year's with a girlfriend.
Hey,
so
I love it. I love to hear it.
You can tell your boy's in love.
I love to hear it. I was actually in Rhode Island with Sophia as well, so we're all growing up, kid. We're all growing up. I love to hear it. But welcome back.
We both turning 30 this year, by the way. So
damn, kid, you didn't have to out my age like that.
Nah,
damn,
it's out. I'm gonna put it out there. You're getting old, Dill. I got told, and for the first time in my life, I felt old. I had my little cousin, Dill. She was like, "Get your old ass out of here," because we was talking about something. About like phone bill. I was like, yeah, when I was your age, I was paying my phone bill. She was like, duh, you old as hell. You like 30. I said, damn.
That hit.
That's the first time in my life I ever got told, like, nigga, you 30. I was like, damn. Because I used to remember like when I was younger, even like 21, 22, 23, like, oh, that dude like 30. He old. Because I'm old, man.
I feel like in the grand scheme of things, though, we are relatively young compared to a lot of.
I'm old. What like Charlamagne always? I'm from the 1900s. Y'all kids wasn't around during those times. I grew up without a phone.
1995. What a year.
I grew up in the 1900s. We old, cuz. We old.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, the first time someone said, "Damn, you almost 30," cuz I said, "Wait, don't be saying that. Not yet. I got how many months? I got 7 months now." That's easy in. You got 8. I'm a little older than you.
You old, cuz.
We got a great episode, but it is good to be back. We'll recap Monday Night Football, college playoffs. Ohio State, baby. We'll talk about that. Last power rankings of the year, week 18. We'll talk about that. We got week 18 plays. No Thursday night football, so that's why we're doing the show a little later in the night. We'll have plays for Saturday. We got 2 games Saturday, and then the rest of the games on Sunday as well. Bowl season continues. I got a few plays for the weekend, and we got a really good slate in the NBA. I know one of the 2 hottest teams are facing off. Knicks, they've won 9 in a row, and the Thunder, they've won 12 in a row. So they square off. I don't think the Thunder have lost since the championship game. So we'll see about that. Elvis will take care of that a little later in the show. But I want to talk about great game we saw Monday night. We haven't had a chance to discuss it, but they fought back. They came back and won. But Detroit Lions, they do win. They cover the 3.5 as well, 40-34 on the road. Game goes way over the total of 50.5. Jared Goff looked good, man. 26 for 34, over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs had a really good game. Jameson Williams had a good game. Sam Laporta had a touchdown. Say what you want, but I thought Brock Purdy played okay. Outside of the 2 interceptions, I thought he played all right. They weren't able to run the ball, which we kind of expected with all the injuries. And Ricky Purcell, what a game he had. The kid is going to be fantastic. George Kittle, He went over 100 yards. He went another 1,000-yard season from George Kittle. We hit on his player prop in the beginning of the season. I think it was around 825. We took that over, so we hit on that. But it was a down year for the San Francisco 49ers, but big win for the Lions. It all comes down to Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, I think Brock Purdy played as good as he could possibly play with the running back core that he had available left. For Week 17 matchup, arguably against the best team in football, the Detroit Lions, definitely the best offensive football. I think Brock Purdy was honestly special. No Trent. He went 27-35, 377, 3 touchdowns. First half, he was damn near perfect.
Yeah.
Let's not forget, first half, 49ers was rolling. The offense was rolling. They never looked so good, realistically. Like you said, Perksall, career day, 141, 1 TD. Kittle as well. Juwan Jennings had a great overall season, very quietly. Went under the radar. Juwan Jennings had a great season. And, like you said, just riddled with injuries. I know the 49ers will bounce back. I don't want to hear about Kyle Shanahan is in the hot seat. He's one of the best offensive play callers in all of football. And give him just a pretty good, healthy running back room. Is going to be a top 5 rushing attack of the year. No ifs, no ands. For the Lions, still, Jared Goff, he started the game, I think, 11 for 12. He was almost perfect. Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm going to be honest, the offense is not missing David Montgomery. I'm going to say they need David Montgomery to, make a Super Bowl run. But this Lions teams, with or without him, is still pretty damn great, though. Jameis Williams, a huge game. Amon-St. Brown, who doesn't have one drop at all this whole season, by the way.
Crazy.
8 catches, 60 yards, 1 TD. So, great overall win by the Lions. Also got the cover as well. A little sweaty by the cover, by the way, but we got it.
Yeah, Brock Purdy, he's shut down for the rest of the season. He has a nerve injury in his shoulder. He kind of re-aggravated it, Kyle Shanahan said. What? What's so funny?
I'm just saying, last week of the season, the man is about to get at least I'm gonna say 200 million. I'm at least $250 million. We'll see. Let him walk off the field.
So I want to read you his final numbers through 15 games this season. He's thrown for 3,864 yards, completion percentage 66%. His passer rating is 96.1, 25 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He rushed for over 320 yards. Thoughts on Brock Purdy's season and how much do you expect him to get? Because I agree. I think he's going to get paid. I don't know if it's that much, but he's definitely going to get paid. They need him. And I think he saved them last season.
The key word in that sentence, still, they need him. We know. I understand some people could say, oh, with all the injuries, Brock Purdy wasn't good enough to lift them into the playoffs. If this injuries happens to majority of these teams, they're not going to make the playoffs. I understand Brock Purdy, let's just say, ain't everybody's favorite, tool in the shed. Let's just say that. But he's pretty damn good. I understand he might not be as great as advertised in somebody's else offense, but in Kyle Shanahan, he works. And to me, is almost a perfect match. And I know you was talking about the money deal. They give Jimmy G 40 a year.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
Is Brock Purdy better than Jimmy G?
100%.
So there's no questions that the man should get at least $50 to $60 million a year. That's the going rate for a quarterback deal. Daniel Jones just got off 4 years, $160 million contract. We've seen the top 5 quarterbacks. I'm not about to list them all, but we know them from Jalen Hurts to Trevor Lawrence to Tua to Jordan Love. Those guys all got 250 or better. Dak, Mahomes, all those, Joe Burrow, all those guys.
Dak Prescott has the most right now.
Yeah. All those guys got 250 plus. I could say, out of all those guys, maybe I'm gonna say Jalen Hurts, maybe Joe Burrow. He's been more successful than all those guys, and already in just a 3-year span, he's been to a Super Bowl. He's been to an NFC Championship game. Tua hasn't done that.
Yeah.
Dak hasn't done that. Trevor Lawrence hasn't done that. Justin Herbert hasn't done that. He's done that, Dale. So to me, and I hate to say this, even Lamar Jackson hasn't done
Oh, don't say it. I knew you were
it's the
gonna say it.
facts. It's the
I
facts.
know.
I got to do it.
I know.
So,
I'll say this though, E, real quick. Dak, he's making $60 million.
One more name. I
Yeah.
hate to do it as well, but I got to be honest.
Jordan
Josh Allen. He's done things those guys, those top tier guys, haven't yet accomplished.
Yeah.
What are those guys getting? $250 million.
And what about Deshaun Watson? I'm just saying.
Deshaun Watson have won playoff games before. So at the end of the day, Deshaun Watson as well.
But he's ass now.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson as well. You know,
all right, because I agree with you, E. Real quick. You can't convince me otherwise going into this offseason, Brock Purdy doesn't deserve a massive contract. In my opinion, I think he's more valuable and a better performer than Dak. He's the highest. Trevor Lawrence, he's the second highest. Tua, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, Justin Herbert, Jordan Love. Like, he's gone farther than all these quarterbacks. I'm not going to say Lamar, but he has.
He has. It's the facts.
Jalen Hurts, I think, deserves a contract. He's gone to a Super Bowl.
No, Jalen Hurts got 260.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like,
those guys has been to a Super Bowl.
Joe Burrow's making $55 million. He deserves that.
He led his team to the Super Bowl. He went on an amazing run. And what's the conversation we've been having lately? If Joe Burrow was on a 10-11 win team, he'll be the front runner for MVP right now. And it wouldn't even be close.
Yeah. Even Kirk Cousins. I'm a big Kirk Cousins fan, but $45 million for Kirk Cousins is crazy.
Yeah. Even Kirk Cousins. He's a backup.
What does he start? I think he starts around 45 to 50 million a year, right?
No. He's been to a Super Bowl. He went to a Super Bowl. He went for NFC Championship game to a Super Bowl.
If you're Brock Purdy and you're going to John Lynch, the GM, in the ownership, what are you starting at? 50 million, 55 million?
Oh, I'm starting at 60.
Oh, wow.
I'll settle for 55, 50.
Wow.
Just because I'm a team player.
Wow.
But realistically, John Lynch and the front office shouldn't offer less than 60 because that would be a slap in the face.
Wow. I'm actually very interested to see what he gets because he definitely deserves a massive contract.
Yeah, he deserves to be the highest paid player in NFL history.
Wow.
Just by the market. He deserves that. I'm not saying he should be, but the way the quarterback market works, most likely it's a small chance he might become the highest paid player in NFL history.
Yeah.
I don't think it happens. I think he'll take a friendly discount. I'm going to say $250 million, 5 years, $50 million a year. Or he might take 5 years, 280.
I mean, he
might do a Patrick, 10 years, 500.
I think he had a great year too. I read the numbers off, and regardless, he had a bad offensive line. They were not healthy. CMC was out for most of the year.
Not
all those
CMC,
injuries.
Mason, everybody. The whole room got hurt.
So, yeah, I think he gets paid. I don't know what the number is, but he's definitely going to get paid. And
it's $250 million.
And great game from the Lions as well. Jordan Montgomery, it doesn't look like they're missing him, but shout out, you mentioned Amon-Ra St. Brown not missing, dropping a ball dating back to the last player who did it. Can't guard Michael Thomas back when he was with the Saints. Whatever happened to him? He like fell off, right? Ever since he got injured.
Yeah, exactly. So he hasn't been able to get back on the field. I'm pretty sure he's still on the Saints active. I don't know if he's a free agent.
I don't even know. I don't even think Michael Thomas, I don't think is active because he was a free agent this offseason. So, all right, kid. And then other than that, bowl games, man.
Getting burnt.
Yeah, I mean, favorites have just been winning. Notre Dame blew out Georgia. We're going to have a new national championship. We're not going to have a three-peat. Notre Dame won 23-10. I guess we could start there. I know they delayed it because of the tragic incidents that happened in New Orleans. But, you know, I took Georgia just because I thought they had one of the best defenses in the league. But, you know, they couldn't replace their quarterback in Carson Bent. I thought Stockton played okay, but defense, penalties, they just couldn't stop the run either. They winded up winning. A lot of favorites have been winning in the college football playoffs. Texas, we cover with the 13.5 with Arizona State. Could have got a targeting call. They didn't want to. 10 out of 10 times in the regular season, that is a target call. Now, I guess they didn't want to end the game on a target. That's the inconsistency is where the frustration in my voice is coming from. So I feel bad for Arizona State, but Texas does win in 2 overtimes, 39-31. We do get the cover with the Sun Devils. Gotta tip your cap to Sun Devils. After only winning 2 or 3 games last year and then going all the way to the college football playoffs, great season for Arizona State. And then, woo, what a Rose Bowl. That was fantastic to watch. 41-21. Ohio State blows them out. We cover the 2.5. Elvis, I don't want to toot my own horn, and I know we lost to Michigan, but yesterday we saw the best team in the country. We had
it looked like it. I'll give you that. You definitely look like the best team in the country so far. Definitely had the best performance out of any college playoff team so far. I give you that. Very dominating win, Dill. But can you repeat it?
That's the question.
Can you show up when it matters most? Because this game was big.
Yeah.
Rose Bowl is big. I'm not going to deny how huge the Rose Bowl is, people. But the next round is to
Cotton Bowl.
It's to go where you want to be.
Yep. So we're down to 4, and notice every team that was the top 4 seeds all eliminated. Number 1, Oregon. See ya. Number 2, Georgia, just got ran out of town. Number 3, Boise State. Oh yeah, they lost as well. They got fucking boat raced by Penn State. And number 4, Arizona State. Honestly, was the only competitive team. I thought they had a chance to win. So now it's number 5 versus number 8, Ohio State in the semifinals. Or Ohio State is mine. Wow, you're right. It's up to 6 now. Opened up at 4.5 there, all the way up to 6. And Penn State. Number 6, Penn State. They've looked good. I hate them, but you got to tip their cap. They've looked good so far. Now they're playing number 7, Notre Dame. So we're down to 4, kid, and they're going to play in the Orange Bowl next week as well. Any favorites? We'll start with the Cotton Bowl with number 5, Texas, and number 8, Ohio State. Ohio State laying 6 right now. Would you lay with the Buckeyes?
I'm already laying it there. I'll call 5.5. I like the Ohio State just because they were the most impressive team thus far throughout the playoff. And Texas they were battled. They were definitely battle tested. Do I think Texas can, let's just say upset them? Yeah, absolutely. But I say just witnessing the performances this past weekend, Ohio State clearly looked like the best team in the country.
Yeah, I agree. I think right now I do see 5.5s out there. So shop around. There are 6s. But yeah, I'd lay it with Ohio State as well. I mean, if you can't stop Smith and Will Howard, then you got to stop the run game with Travion Henderson, and that's going to be a problem as well. I just don't know if Texas could do that. It is a home game at the Cotton Bowl, so we'll see.
And one thing I could say is going Ohio State's favored.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they took care of business with Oregon. You could make the case they're the most talented school left.
Oh yeah, them and Notre Dame. I would argue.
So you can make the case for how everything worked out. This is the way Ohio State wanted it to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree. And then the last game is the Orange Bowl down playing in Miami Gardens in Florida at the Hard Rock Stadium.
Game. The last game is.
Yeah, that's actually the first game, and then the next game is the Cotton Bowl. But I wanted to talk about that because there were lines out, so I wanted to check if there were lines because the game just finished. Notre Dame -1.5. It's a pick of -118 on the money line. Penn State -102. Total is 45.5. It's close on the books, Elvis. You've watched 2 teams. I would argue Penn State has had an easier road to the semifinals, and then I would also make the argument Notre Dame is more of a complete team.
I tell you what, in my opinion, 2 coaches who I honestly thought were fraudulent is gonna go to the big game. That's one thing.
Yeah.
So we gotta give one of them credit for that. One of them is gonna get bashed for not winning the big game. One is gonna get credit for finally making it to the big game. I think it's Penn State.
Wow.
I think it's Penn State, though. Don't get me wrong. Like you said, Notre Dame is honestly on paper. I know you hate it. On paper, they're the better team.
Yeah.
And right now, in my opinion, I think Penn State is just playing a little better
Might
ball.
be playing a little better. Can James Franklin win the big game? That's the thing.
That's the thing. I give them a better shot too. Just this time around. Let's just say if it was flipped. Let's just say if Penn State was playing Texas and Ohio State was playing Notre Dame, we would have a Texas and Ohio State championship. That's all.
Yeah, I think I would go with Notre Dame right now. I get it. I get why the books it's 1.5. I get it. I think it might move towards Notre Dame just a little bit, but we'll see. I mean, games play next week.
The Cotton Bowl might be better than the national championship game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would agree with that. So, game is the Notre Dame game. The Orange Bowl is next Thursday night at 7:30, and then next Friday, Ohio State, Texas. The Cotton Bowl is Friday night at 7:30 as well. So we'll have plays for that next week. Our last power rankings before the end of the season, Week 18 power rankings. I think we're lockstep in most of these, if I'm being honest.
I think so. And I'm be honest, if we don't have, let's just say, at least 5, I'm gonna say about half. Yeah, about 5 the same. Something's wrong.
Yeah, maybe we're not watching the same thing.
I know. I'm watching.
Yeah, I'm watching too.
We should have 9.
Yeah.
We should have 9 out of the top 10 together. Number 10, you always feel a little different than a team than I do. So number 10 might be different. I already know it's different. But not 9 through 1 should be the same, maybe just not in order.
All right, let me go with number 10. I'll start it off since you think it's different. I'm gonna put them back in my top 10. Give me the Los Angeles Rams. Big win against the Cardinals. Tried to blow it, but they're playing. I don't know if they're broken. We talked about their offensive woes last week before the break. They worry me a little bit. And honestly, they were a team that I said I probably wouldn't want to play. But now I feel like they're a team I would want to play if I get into the playoffs because their offense doesn't scare me. Like the rookie Jared Verse, shout out him. He got into the Pro Bowl. But, I mean, this team, you got to respect what Sean McVay has done after the bad start to the season. 10-6, locked up the division now. They're a playoff team, kid. I got to put them back in my top 10. I think they're better than the Steelers, who I put at 11. Steelers have plateaued a little bit. So I got to put the Rams at number 10.
I love the energy just for the fact you finally put them back in your top 10. They've been in my top 10 for a couple of weeks now. I'm glad that you gave them the flowers. They're definitely a top 10 team. At number 10, I had to put this team back in my top 10. Couldn't deny it. Give me the Washington Commanders. Top 10 team to end the season off. I gotta admit, Dan Quinn did one phenomenal job. The defense improved light years to what it was last year. And offensively, even though Jaden Daniels, let's just say, went through that little rookie hiccup, weeks 13 through 16, 12 through 16, he's been all right. First 9 weeks of the season, he was damn near great. Now I think he's still finding stride. Brian Robinson is healthy. Austin Eckler is back. I know they're not gonna make a playoff push. I know they're not gonna make a run. But hey, for these next few years, watch out for the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, I got Washington at number 9. I know a lot of people are mad that Jaden Daniels got in and Baker Mayfield didn't get into the Pro Bowl, but what he's done, no disrespect, I think, but a lot of people got snubbed from the Pro Bowl. But I mean, what he's been able to do, great win, great drive to win in overtime against the Falcons, 11-5. We all thought we had Tone and Peter on the episode. We were like, hey, they're definitely gonna have a step up. We like the moves that Adam Peters made. But we didn't expect this. I think I could speak for everyone. I don't think we expect this. Jonathan Allen on that defensive line looked great. Jaden Daniels has looked so good. Running back position, Terry McLaurin is underrated as well. And Dan Quinn is a winner. Say what you want. His backward hat, he doesn't look like a coach. He's building a culture down in Maryland, and you got to respect it. I don't know if I think they're a year or two away of actually being real contenders. but this is a major step in the right direction, and you got to tip their cap to him. This is the time they need to hit when Jaden Daniels is on. He's only making $23 million a year. If he continues to play at this rate, he is going to demand a lot of money. I got to put Washington at number 9.
Yeah, Dill. At number 9, give me the Los Angeles Chargers. Love the fact that J.K. Dobbins came back. He looked good. Lad McConkey, he's been a stud. What a steal in the second round.
You guys could have had him.
I know we traded away the pick. It's okay. Everything as of right now is working
Yeah.
our way. It's working our way. But I like the Chargers here. Playoff team. I think Jim Harbaugh turned this team around for sure. Justin Herbert, we know the potential is there. I would like them to get another wide receiver, maybe not a number 1, but another guy that could complement Lad McConkey. Defensively, they're really good. Offensively, like I said, I think they're just another wide receiver away from being possibly contenders. I think J.K. Dobbins, if healthy enough, he could run the hell out of the ball and possibly surprise somebody come playoff time. It wouldn't surprise me if the Chargers, do something like the Packers last year and win a playoff game or 2. So wouldn't be surprised at all if the Chargers win a playoff game or 2. Give me the Chargers at 9.
I love the energy. I got the Chargers at number 8. I mean, I think getting JK is going to really help this running game. We're all fans. I wish I was friends with Gus Edwards, but getting JK is really that 1-2 punch that Jim Harbaugh needs. Justin Herbert, he's not going to put the numbers up with Jim Harbaugh in that scheme, but he's taking care of the ball. No one is talking about that. Lad McConkey is outside of Brian. He's him. No, 100%. Outside of Brian Robinson Jr. or Brian Robinson Jr. out of Jacksonville, he's the second best receiver.
Brian Thomas, excuse me. I said Brian Robinson. I'm thinking of the running back of Washington. Brian Thompson. Neighbors, but Lad McConkey's right there.
No, Lad McConkey has better numbers.
I know. I just like Neighbors.
Of course. The potential is
Imagine if Neighbors had Justin Herbert.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Exactly. That's all you had to think it a little bit.
But numbers don't lie now. Lad McConkey's putting the numbers up. Yeah, so I gotta put him there. And I love the culture that Jim Harbaugh is bringing. They're playing hard-nosed football, and I agree. I think if they play Houston, they are going to be favorites on the road, and they could win a game. Mm-hmm. Again, another team I think that is a year or 2 away, but Jim Harbaugh is building something very sustainable in Los Angeles. I think it was a perfect fit for them. I think this is exactly what Justin Herbert needed. Someone with stability, who knows the position, who has success in the NFL,
who's how to call timeout.
I mean, what are we talking about here? Give me the Chargers at number 8.
At number 8, give me the other Los Angeles team. Give me the Rams.
Wow.
Hasn't lost a game since November. Since prior to Thanksgiving, haven't lost a game. Been taking care of business since December 1st, people. I'm going to be honest. If there's one team that I don't want to play come playoff time, I'm going to disagree with you. It's the Los Angeles Rams. You know why? They've been there and done that. Cooper Kupp, Super Bowl MVP. Matthew Stafford, he's a vet. Been there, done that. Sean McVay knows what it takes to win a Super Bowl deal. Defensively, that's a much better defense than we anticipated. I could make the case. When healthy, that's the third best defense in the NFC. If you look at the numbers, still, when healthy, that might be the top 3 defense in the NFC come playoff time. Eagles, they're better than Lions. Lions got too many energy. And the Vikings. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, this Rams team could possibly make some more noise. Kernan Williams, one of the most consistent running backs in all of football. Dale, I love this Rams team. It's another team. I would not be surprised if we see this Rams team in an NFC Championship game. Wouldn't be surprised if they're gone round 1 either. But like I said, but with Kernan Williams running the ball, Matthew Stafford at the helm, Sean McVay calling plays, Puka Nacua on one side, Cooper Kupp on the other. Good luck.
Cooper's been a little quiet now.
It don't matter. He's still drawing attention. I guarantee they'll double team him.
It hasn't worried you that they've been a little quiet past few weeks going into the playoffs. I'm just asking. I think these are fair questions.
I'm gonna answer it. Didn't we just see this offense score 45 against the Buffalo Bills? Not even a month ago. Remember, during this winning streak, they took care of the Bills.
They scored 12 against the Cardinals?
Did they win?
Barely. It was lucky Trey McBride hit him in the head.
Honestly,
I needed them to win. For number 7, I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers. I kept them at 7. Tough loss. They lost to a top 5 team, which I'll talk about in a sec with the Vikings. But this is a team that I think might be a little fraudulent. Yes, they've lost to all good teams, but what do you play in the playoffs, kid? All good teams. That's what worries me. Jordan Love, was he worth the contract? I think he was worth a contract. I don't know if he was worth this amount of money. Defense has gotten better. I'll say that. Jair Alexander was a good pickup. He's a contract situation to watch this offseason. He has 2 more years on his deal, so we'll see what he does. But I don't know if I trust the Packers, if I'm being honest. They're 11-5, but they beat up on really bad teams. I want to see them go out and really be a good team. Yes, they had opportunities to beat the Vikings, but they didn't. They lost twice now to the Vikings, and all you're going to verse in the playoffs are good teams. NFC is loaded, so worries me a little bit, but I do think they're a good team. I just kept them where they were. It was a tough loss to one of the best teams in the league. Give me Green Bay at number 7.
At number 7, give me the Green Bay Packers. Just to touch on some of the things you said. I wouldn't say they're fraudulent. It's just they're not as good as these other teams, not just in the NFC, in their division. The Vikings are very good. The Detroit Lions are very good. The Philadelphia Eagles are very good, people. Those are their 5 losses. The Lions twice, Vikings twice, and the Eagles. Can't be mad at it. It is what it is. But one thing we could say is we saw this team play at its best round 1 at come playoff time last season.
Yeah.
Yes, say what you want. It was against the Cowboys, but they did it at Jerry's word. It wouldn't shock me if they go out there and score 35 points, 40 points in somebody's house round 1. So, yes, I'm with you. I agree with you. They're a little fraudulent, but it's still Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur, and the Green Bay Packers. Still pretty solid team, just not great.
Now, who I do trust is Matt LaFleur. Like, I think he's a very good coach. Jordan Love, we'll see. I want to see it a little more. At number 6, I kept them at 6. Big win. They fucking decimated the Texans 31-2. But yeah, give me the Baltimore Ravens at number 6. Couldn't put them into my top 5 just yet. But
It's over. It's over.
I mean, wait, what if they go out and they win the Super Bowl? I think they're a very scary team to play. I don't think this is a team you want to play right now. This is a team offensively and defensively as well that's starting to figure it out. And late in the season as well, when you really want to face them. I think outside of the Kansas City Chiefs, I guess you could say the Buffalo Bills because they're up there. But I think the scariest team is the Baltimore Ravens. They run the ball well. Lamar's playing at an MVP level. He has great connection with his outside weapons, his tight ends. Offensive line is protecting. The defense is starting to play better. This is a team you really don't want to play right now. And I feel like they're clicking on all cylinders. One more win, and we cash our AFC North Division title. And they go over the 11.5 win season. This is a very big game, week 18 for the Ravens for me, for my futures. But yeah, I like the Ravens, kid. I just kept them where they were at number 6.
Yeah, give me the Ravens at number 6. One thing I could say about the Ravens, I like them more today than I did about 5 weeks ago.
100%. Yeah.
I could say that. You know, Lamar Jackson had an MVP type season. He had his best season of his career, in my opinion. So wouldn't shock me one bit if he wins the MVP. I just think Josh Allen is going to win the award. That's just my opinion. Derrick Henry's been special, Dill. Can he be the piece that puts him over the top? Because we've seen this team multiple times in recent years come playoff time. Can Derrick Henry be that extra sauce to put him over the top? Because let's just be honest. We've seen Lamar come up small come playoff time. You know, he come up small a couple times. Not all the time, but a couple times. If he does come up small, if will Derrick Henry come off big? If he comes off big, I think Baltimore has a shot to win the AFC. So give me the Baltimore Ravens at number 6. Don't love them, but I don't hate them at all either.
At number 5, I had to drop them a few spots, but give me that Philadelphia Eagles at number 5. I just think there are some teams in the NFC that are playing better right now, and especially with the uncertainty with Jalen Hurts and the quarterback position right now. I know he's dealing with a concussion. They announced that they're going to sit Jalen Hurts and Saquon, so we're not going to see a single season record. I know Eric Dickerson is so happy right now.
I called it.
I just think, they beat the Cowboys, but it's the fucking Cowboys. They stink this year. So it's like, do they really scare me? Yes, but I want to see how good Jalen Hurts does. I want to see if this defense could keep clicking. How to put them down just a little bit, but I still think they're a very good team. I just think there are a few teams in the NFC that are a little better. So yeah, give me the Philadelphia Eagles at number 5.
To be honest, though, I couldn't disagree with you. I can't. I'm gonna be honest. I can't. But I am going a different way. At number 5, get to the Minnesota Vikings. And to be honest, I almost moved them up. In my opinion, Minnesota Vikings are one of the best teams in football. They won me over these past 3 weeks or so. I finally came around. Sammy D, I'm a die on this hill maybe by myself. To me, he's the MVP. To me, I came around. I've been thinking, I just said Josh Allen. I think he's winning the award. To me, if Sammy D's not on this team, the Vikings possibly a 3-win team. Might be having the first overall pick. Sammy D just went crazy this year. Gotta give him credit. Gotta give Kevin O'Connell credit. I think he should be in the conversation.
Coach of the year, Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, I think Sammy D should at least be there at ceremony night as a possible winner. At least that, because he had a tremendous season. Give me the Vikings at 5, and I wouldn't be surprised to make a playoff push. I highly doubt they will, but I'm going to be honest, I can't deny how good the Minnesota Vikings have been playing.
Yeah, I had to move them up. I watched the game. I think they are legit. Their defense has been legit all year. Give me Minnesota at 4. Can I make the argument that Sam Darnold's been the best quarterback in the NFC this year?
There's no argument there. He has.
Him, Jared Goff, and Jaden Daniels. They're the 3 best quarterbacks in the NFC.
I know. We just had to. I'm gonna go with Baker just because I feel like he's done more with less. He's done more with less. Let's not forget, people. He had no running game for a couple weeks, and no Chris Godwin still, and he had no Mike Evans for 4 to 5 weeks.
That's fair. I think if you were to switch one of them, it would be Jaden Daniels.
And he still might win the division. Only one of those other quarterbacks you name is gonna win the division.
Yeah, that's fair. Only one quarterback is going to win the division because 2 of them are playing each other with Jared Goff and Sammy D. But yeah.
And Baker might be the other.
Yeah. No, I think there's just so many good quarterbacks in the NFC this season, and they all had really good years. One of them was going to get snubbed for Pro Bowl, unfortunately. So
did Sammy D make the Pro Bowl?
Yeah.
Real
quick. I
know Patrick didn't make it.
Patrick didn't have. So NFC, the 3 quarterbacks: Jaden Daniels, Sam Darnold, and Jared Goff. Wide receivers: Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Terry McLaurin, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Running backs: Saquon, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Josh Jacobs. Fullback: obviously Kyle Juszczyk. He always makes it. Tight ends: Trey McBride and George Kittle.
What? Brock Bowers, best tight end.
But this is the NFC. NFC.
Oh.
Defensive ends: Nick Bosa, Rashawn Gray, Minka Parsons. Interior linemen: Jalen Carter, Dexter Lawrence, Vita Vea. Outside linebackers: Jonathan Green, Andrew Van Ginkel, Jared Verse. Shout out the rookie from the Rams. Free safety: Xavier McKinney. Safeties: Budda Baker, Brian Branch. Cornerbacks: J.C. Horn, Jalen Johnson, Brian Murphy, Devin Witherspoon. So that's about it. I'm not going to name all the tackles. So that's NFC, and then the AFC quarterbacks: Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
Tight ends, Brock Bowers, Travis Kelce. I'll say this, though. Jonnu Smith definitely deserved to be up there. Jonnu Smith had a hell of a season.
Yeah.
Wide receivers for the AFC, Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Zay Flowers, Jerry Judy. Running back,
Say Flowers?
you was the one advocating now for a few weeks ago now, kid. He did have a good season.
He did. He did.
Running backs, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, Jonathan Taylor. Fullback, Patrick Richard, obviously from Baltimore. Who else? Defensive ends, Max Crosby, Myles Garrett, Trey Henderson from Cincinnati. Let's do interior lineman, Cameron Hayward, Chris Jones, Matabuke from Baltimore, outside linebackers, Nick Benito from Denver, Khalil Mack, TJ Watt, free safeties, Minka Patrick, strong safeties, Kyle Hamilton, Derwin James, corners, Marlon Humphrey, Derek Stingley Jr., Patrick Surtain.
No Christian Gonzalez?
No, I mean, come on.
All right. All right.
Come on. If
Patrick
they were
Surtain,
content.
Patrick Surtain, okay. Best corner. One of the best corners in football.
Roquan Smith made the Pro Bowl as well. What was I going to say? So the team with the most Pro Bowlers were the Ravens with 9. The Lions had 7. And then the Vikings and the Eagles had 6 Pro Bowlers. They were the teams with the most. So little steering off. But yeah, Vikings at number 4 for me. What do you got
At
for?
number 4, give me the Philadelphia Eagles. With Jalen Hurts still, I understand the game in Washington got out of hand fourth quarter. I'm just gonna throw that out. Besides that fourth quarter, the Eagles, you can make the case, has been one of the best teams in football for the past 2 months. Besides that fourth quarter, they won what, 9 out of their last 10 games, something like that.
Yeah.
They've been impressive. Saquon almost got the rushing record. If he played, he possibly gets the rushing record. A.J. Brown, we know, when healthy, he's one of the best top 10 wide receiver in football. No ifs, no ands. Devontae Smith, shout out Devontae Smith. He just got engaged, by the way. He's a stud. Offensively, the Eagles got what it takes to make a run. Defensively, I think this is the best Eagles defense we've seen in a couple of years. Since the Super Bowl in 2017, honestly. Still, I'm surprised to say this. Eagles might be a strong consideration to win the NFC. Give me the Eagles at 4.
At number 3, I'm gonna go Buffalo Bills here. I want to see a little more. Josh Allen might win the MVP. He's fantastic. I love the running back position. I want to see more. I thought it was a great pickup. We thought it was probably the pickup of the trade deadline, getting Amari Cooper. But I'll read you the stats since coming over. Only 20 catches, 297 yards, and just 2 touchdowns. He's playing a career low, just 45% of the snaps. He's going to be a free agent this offseason. I want to see more out of him, see if they re-sign him. I want to see more out of Von Miller as well. He's a guy, like you say, been there, done that. Rasul Douglas, corner. I want to see a little more out of this defense. They played the Jets last week. I'm not counting. That doesn't
Von
matter.
got a sack. You got Aaron Rodgers down.
But we say this. Good teams are in the playoffs. I want to see it out of the Buffalo Bills. They're gonna get a bye, presumably. So we'll see.
No,
You
second
don't
seed.
think so? Oh yeah, since they're second seed. So we'll see. They'll have a playoff game.
Yeah. They might take the bye
Home.
against us still, and
Yeah.
I honestly hope, because right now we're sitting at number 1. No need to win.
Imagine you guys win, bro. That'll be so. I'll be sad for you if I'm being honest. But yeah, I got Buffalo at 3.
I won't do the pod Sunday.
Be a solo one.
It'll be a solo pod. I'll text you my plays. It won't be no plays. There's no Monday night.
Yeah, no Monday night. What do you got for 3?
At number 3, give me the Detroit Lions still. Like I said, doesn't seem like they need David Montgomery. In my opinion, I think they would need David Montgomery to make a Super Bowl run. But right now with Jahmyr Gibbs, they look great. Offensively, does it look like they skipped a beat? Only concern is, do they have enough guys healthy? Keyword healthy on the defensive side to make a playoff push. First they need to wrap up the division deal. I'm not saying it's a must, but it'll be nice. Have a home game, back-to-back home games, 2 years in a row in Detroit. It'll be nice. It'll be nice still. Defensively worries me a little bit, not because of this. It's injuries. It's all the injuries. If you tell me all these guys gonna be back from injury come round one in the playoffs, I say the Lions might be the best team in football.
Yeah.
Might be, but that's not the case here. I love the Lions. It's just they got hit with the injury bug late in the season. Can they be fine? I don't know, but for now, give me the Lions at 3.
Yeah, give me the Lions at number 2. Big win. They were worrying me in the first half against the 49ers, but they came back. They won. I like too the cornerback Carlton Davis the third as well. I think he's been doing good as well. Jared Goff. I'm on Weston Brown. It won't be easy. They got a lot of contract extensions this season, so we'll see who gets paid. David Montgomery's due as well. But yeah, I love this team. It all comes down to week 18, Sunday Night Football for the number 1 seed. We'll see if they're able to do it without Montgomery. But yeah, they are dealing with some injuries right now.
You can make the case that this is their year to win it all because we know who's going to be one of the most hottest head coaching candidates out there. It's going to be Ben Johnson, the OC.
Yeah.
Right? And then, like you said, you're going to have to find room to pay David Montgomery. Jameis Williams, he's going to want to get paid.
St. Brown is up.
St. Brown, guess who's going to need to get paid next year? Aiden Hutchinson, Sam Laporta. All those guys going to want to get paid. Even Grinkle, who just made a Pro Bowl. All those guys that they hit home runs on as draft picks in last year's draft, the years prior, those guys are going to want to get paid.
And then number 1 is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs for me, 15-1. I mean, at this point, they're just going to win it all. I mean, what can't they do? Hollywood Brown's coming back. Xavier Worthy, we talked about the rookie really finding a home as well. And they're all doing it without Rashid Rice as well. Love Nick Bolton, their linebacker as well. Justin Reed, the safety, he's playing really good. And they have the best coaching, I feel like, in the league with Andy Reid, Spagnuolo as well. Big-time guys. And they're getting Chris Jones back come playoffs. They locked up the number 1 seed. They're going to get the bye. This team is just going to win it all. I got to get the Chiefs at number 1.
At number 2, give me the Buffalo Bills. You know how I feel about this Buffalo Bills team. I've been on it since about week 5, week 6. They came around on me, and I was like, you know what, they might be a championship team. Josh Allen might run away with the MVP. They didn't run away with it, but he might win it. I like this team defensively. Like you said, like the Von Millers, can the Mike Milanos, can those guys bring it together come playoff time and show out? Can they lock it in? Because we saw a couple times, especially late in the season, defensively they didn't look great. A game against the Rams didn't look that good. They'll, like you said, come playoff time they only go play good teams. Can they finally get through Kansas City? Can they beat Lamar? Can they beat Houston? Can they beat Miami Chargers? They're gonna face one of these guys. I got to see Buffalo not just win one playoff game. I need Buffalo to win a couple playoff games still. I think they're destined to possibly play the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. And that's one game I can't wait to watch. At number 1, give me the Kansas City Chiefs. I can't deny it. They're back at number 1. They look like the best team in football, especially the performances last Saturday and then on Christmas. That was just undeniable. They're the best team in football. I can't deny it. Patty Mahomes, I wouldn't say he got snubbed, but he did have a down year. He didn't have a Patty Mahomes year. Still had a great one, just not a Patrick Mahomes type year. If the running game could be consistent with Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco, whoever Andy Reid's going to go out there come divisional round, are they going to be able to be consistent enough and run the ball? I will go with Isaiah Pacheco just because he's been with you back-to-back Super Bowls, but we know Kareem Hunt could carry the rock as well. Defensively, the Chiefs, we know Steve Spagnuolo come playoff time, he's gonna dice them up.
Yeah.
He's gonna bring the heat. He's gonna blitz every third down. You're gonna try to go on fourth. He's gonna blitz. He's gonna bring the house. He's gonna play man. Still, I hate to say it, this is a scary team. I hope they don't go for a 3-peat. But in the back of my mind, I'm gonna give them a 25% chance to.
It wouldn't surprise, I don't think, a lot of people if they three-peated, if I'm being honest. So we'll see. But like you said, we were mostly aligned, just a little out of order, but mostly the same teams. I think
We had the same 10.
Yeah, we got the same 10. I think the biggest difference was you had Rams at 8 and I had Rams at 10.
Yeah, and then I had Vikings at 5. You had Vikings 4.
4.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the Rams. I think were the biggest. You're a little higher on them, but outside of that, we had the
top 10.
Yeah, we have the same teams, and I think most people would or should. But yeah, kid. Before we get to Week 18 plays, a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It is no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We favor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys or a new flavor, coconut, watching Week 18, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. I believe here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, Week 18, we are here. 2 games on Saturday. Every game is going to be on Sunday. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 games in the late window. You'll love to see it. And then the rest are in the 1 o'clock windows. Let's start with the first game at the bank, 4:30 here on the East Coast. Baltimore Ravens, 19.5-point favorites over the Cleveland Browns. DTR, I'm convinced he can't win a game. He's not an NFL quarterback, and they see that well. Bailey Zappi will get the start for the Brownies. Your boy going up against Lamar and the Ravens, laying 19 at home, minus 4,000, 15-1. On the money line for the Browns. They're not going to win this game. Total 41.5. Little incentives. Derrick Henry, he has 1,700 yards. If he does hit 2,000 yards at the age of 30, that would be unheard of. He would be the only player since Barry Sanders who rushed for 2,000 yards at the age of 29 in 1997. He needs 283 yards to break Jamal Lewis's record. The Ravens season single record in 2003. He is 1 rushing touchdown away from the Ravens single season record, Jamal Lewis, in 2003. And he's 3 touchdowns away from passing Jim Brown, 6th all time. What do we got here?
Realistically, I'm not going to advise nobody to lay the 20.5. But realistically, I think I like the plus 20.5.
Wow. With Bailey Zappi?
With Bailey Zappi. He could zap him. It wouldn't shock me if he goes out there, slings it a couple times. I tell you what, though, I'm going to take Elijah Moore over 23.5 receiving yards.
Wow.
I think that number is just too low. I feel like the Ravens going to take care of business first half, jump out to a big lead, and then cruise to a win. I think they get a lot of garbage yards, and I think just 3 catches, 25 yards, 30 yards. I think that number is too low. 23 yards still. I think he'll get that alone just in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, like I said, I think the defense has really improved for the Ravens over these last few weeks. The first 10 weeks, they were bad. I mean, the defense wasn't good. The pass wasn't good. But since week 11, they rank first. They benched Marcus Williams. They moved Devarius Washington to the full safety position. Marlon Humphrey, he's in that kind of slot safety linebacker role. And I think it's paid dividends, man. I really do. So I just think this defense is going to give Bailey Zappi some fits. I mean, he hasn't started all season as well. The Browns, they ranked dead last in offensive DVOA. Bailey Zappi is not good. I don't think he's a NFL quarterback as well. And they need this game. Ravens need this game to clinch AFC North, and I think they're going to benefit extra rest. I expect a dominant first half. I'm not going to lay it the full game, but first half team total for the Browns under 6.5. I think this defense is just going to shut them out. And I'm going to lean the Ravens first half minus 10.5, kid. I think they come out. They really set the tone and maybe take their foot off the gas. So I wouldn't lay the 19.5, but I'm going to lay it in the first half minus 10.5 for the Ravens first half. And I'm going to take the first half team total under Browns, 6.5. I don't expect them to score. They couldn't score against Miami. They're not going to score against the Ravens at home. Yeah, give me the Ravens. Let's go to the next game. We'll stay in the AFC North. Pittsburgh Steelers hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. The pathway is clear for the Bengals, kid. They need this game. They are favored, short favorites, minus 1.5 on the road, minus 130 on the money line. Tomlin, home dog, plus 110, total 48.5. Let me see for incentives this game. Jamar Chase, he's having a crazy. He's chasing the Triple Crown, no pun intended. He's leading Amon-Ra St. Brown by 8 yards, 133 over Justin Jefferson, and 4 over Terry McLaurin. He needs 1 receiving touchdown to tie Carl Peckins in 1995 for Cincinnati's history, and 2 to break it. Chase Brown, he's 10 yards away from 1,000 yards. Joe Burrow is 359 yards away from 5,000 yards. George Pickens, he's 100 yards away from 1,000 yards. T. Higgins, he's 142 yards away from 1,000 receiving yards. And Trey Hendrickson, he has 14 sacks. He's tied with Myles Garrett, most in the NFL. He has never led the NFL in sacks, nor has any Cincinnati Bengal. Can he do it? What do you got here?
I'll tell you what, this is a great game for Saturday night. But give me the Cincinnati Bengals still. If you like the -2, take the -2. I like them on the money line. Give me the Bengals -2 or on the money line. And I also like on the opposite side, though, Calvin Austin. Over 31.5 receiving yards. I think this number is a little too short. Like I said, I think Russ is going to throw the ball. I think George Pickens is going to get most of the attention. And we've seen Calvin Austin. I think he has 4 straight games he's went over this prop, or 4 out of his last 5 games. So him and Russ have some type of connection building. And like I said, I think Cincinnati right now is just a better team. Steelers, they already got a playoff spot. They're locked in. So it's not like it's a must-win game. It'll be nice just to get back in the win column, get it rolling again before playoff time. But clearly, just the past 3 to 4 weeks, the Cincinnati Bengals has been rolling offensively. Defensively, they haven't been a bottom 5 defense these past few weeks. I say that. So give credit to them. Give me the Bengals -122 on the money line, or lay the 2 points. I think the Steelers are cooked here.
Yeah, we're going to be on opposite sides in this one. Like I said, I think the pathway is clear. They need to win, and they need a little help. Dolphins and Broncos need to lose. And standing in their way is a home dog than the Steelers, and let's not forget, they won a wild shootout earlier this season. What was it, 44-38? Cincinnati's defense has been a liability all year for the Bengals. Pittsburgh, they generated over 500 yards of offense that game on the road. Now, at home now, I think their fate is kind of sealed because the game before them, I think Ravens will clinch the AFC North on Saturday. But Mike Tomlin, he's indicated that, all the starters are going to play. They're going to try to secure that 5th seed in the AFC. It's the difference between a first-round road game against the Texans, where Steelers are probably going to be the favored, and the Ravens, who just lost by 17 points. So, I don't know. I mean, Mike Tomlin as an underdog, 26-10, 72% covered as an underdog in divisional games. I mean, you got to like Mike Tomlin here. I think, if anything, I'm on the home dog. I think it's a terrific teaser. Tease him up to +7.5. So that's how I would play the game. But Mike Tomlin as a home dog, I mean, I just always have to bet that game. So I'm going to do that. Lean Pittsburgh Steelers in the teaser. Excuse me. Let's go to Sunday. 1 o'clock, we'll go to the ATL. Michael Penix hosting the Carolina Panthers. Michael Penix and the Falcons laying 7.5 here at home, -420 on the money line, +330 for the Panthers. Total 48.5. Kid, what do we like for this game? Because, Bryce Young, earlier in the season, he was under fire. I mean, I think the best thing for him was getting benched, coming back. He's looked much better. He has gotten hit a lot. 14 sacks he's taken up last 3 games. Incentives, Drake London, 90 receptions this year. He's 10 away from 100 receptions. Darnell Mooney's had a good season, 992 receiving yards. He's just 8 receiving yards away from 1,000. We'll see if he could get that. But, kid, what do you like here?
I think 8 points is too many. Give me the Carolina Panthers +8 on the road. Michael Penix Jr., I'm not going to lie, he's been pretty good. First 2 games of his career, I can't lie, it's been okay. Played okay against the Commanders the week prior. We saw what he did against the Giants. I think Carolina, the way they've been playing for these past back half of the season, I think they're a little, if not better, equal to Atlanta Falcons right now. I honestly think that, though. Atlanta is much talented on paper, but for some reason, I think Carolina, one, is too many points, and two, I honestly think they're live dogs here. Wouldn't be surprised me one bit if Carolina wins this game. So give me the +8, 8.5 out there. So shop around. I even love the hook. Give me the hook as well. But I think it's worth a shot at +350 on the money line as well. In division, was better not to play spoiler to in divisional full. Give me the Panthers +8, +8.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go to a total. I like the over. I like the over 48.5. I think we could see some point. Yeah, I mean, after, obviously, what quarterback doesn't look impressive over the Giants? He looked good, Michael Penix. Definitely a rocky outing, I think, in his first career road start against a really good Redskin team. But his mobility, he was able to push the ball downfield. I'll say it. I think he's an upgrade from Kirk Cousins. I think in this matchup, he's going to have a great opportunity to continue to build on the success, get in the rhythm. Panthers, they're 31st in defensive DVOA. They can't get pressure on the quarterback as well. And Bryce Young, we mentioned, yes, he's getting sacked, but in a clean pocket, he's looked good, kid. I think in a clean pocket, he has time. Adam Thielen has looked good as well. Mm-hmm. With Chuba Herbert out, the Panthers, they got to be pass heavy. I think we're going to see a lot of pass heavy things. So these teams, they combined for 58 points this season earlier and are combined 9-1 towards the over in divisional games this season. So I think we should see a blowout with 2 young quarterbacks indoors. I think it should be a track meet here, kids. So, yeah, I think it's a great game for props. Darnell Mooney, Drake London, Adam Thielen. I think it's a great receiving prop game, but I like over 48 points, kid. I'm going to go there. Let's go to the next game. We'll go out to Jerry World. The Dallas Cowboys are hosting the Washington Redskins. Redskins laying 6.5 here on the road, -290 on the money line. Dallas Cowboys +235 total. 44.5 incentives. Austin Eckler, I mean, he just needs 145 yards for 125,000. He needs 154 receiving yards for 125,000. Zach Ertz, he has 61 catches this season for 610 yards. He needs 9 more catches for 250 yards. He needs 90 more yards for $250. Deontay Fowler, he has 9.5 sacks. Needs 1.5 for 375. Jaden Daniels, he's 136 rushing yards from 1,000. Brian Robinson Jr., he's 211 rushing yards away from 1,000. And Micah Parsons, he has 9.5 sacks. He's going for his 4th straight year with 10+ sacks. Can he do it? What do we like here?
I think Micah could definitely get to 10+ sacks still. This was a tough game. Commanders already locked up a playoff spot. Cowboys, not really sure what they're going to fight for. And the offense, honestly, ain't the same without CeeDee Lamb. This is a tough one. I'll lean to +6.5 with the Dallas Cowboys just because I feel like Commanders going to, possibly just take it easy. Play a first half game and then cruise in the second half. If anything, I like the first half. Commanders -2.5. You know what? Let's take that official. Give me the Washington Commanders first half -2.5. I think they take care of business and then bench the guys in the second half.
Yeah, this one was tough because I like the opening number at 4.5. I would have bet that up to 6.5 now. They still want to get that number 6 seed in the NFC. So I think they're going to get a first-round matchup between the Rams or the Bucs instead of the Eagles. So I think they're going to go after this. I think Dan Quinn's are going to play their guys. Cowboys, they got their win over the Commanders earlier in the season, 11-point underdogs. So I do expect a little revenge spot from them. I think there just isn't any value, I feel like, anymore with the Redskins. Up to 6.5 now on the road. I lean them. Cooper Rush, he struggled to keep up with Jaden Daniels, I think, in this explosive offense. So I'll lean the 6.5, but I think it's a better teaser option at this point. So yeah, they might be in my teaser a little later on, but yeah, I do lean Washington, but I feel like the value's gone. Let's go to Green Bay. Green Bay laying 10.5 here at home against the Chicago Bears. Minus 550 on the money line, plus 410 for the Bears. Total 41.5. I mean, Caleb Williams has been sacked so much. 67 sacks this season. He is 9 sacks away from David Carr record of 76. Hopefully he doesn't get it. This is an incentive I hope he doesn't get. DeAndre Swift, he's 106 yards away from 1,000 yards. DJ Moore, he's 11 receptions away from 100. He's 120 receiving yards away from 1,000. And Jaden Reed on the other side for the Packers, he's just 191 yards away from 1,000-yard season. We laying the big number here at home?
No, I don't. I think this is too many points for a game that doesn't really mean anything to the Packers. Yeah, a win would be nice, but 10 points last game of the season, it's a lot. Do I expect Caleb Williams to go out there? In my opinion, I would have benched him. Why have him go out there?
And don't get hurt.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll bench Caleb Williams. That's why I thought the number was so high, but he's still going to play. I'm going to just stay away from it, though. I'll have no opinion in this game. I do lean the Packers, but I'm not gonna touch on it.
Yeah, great minds think alike. This is a total pass for me. Bears, they've lost 11 straight games to the Packers. They're 1-10 ATS. The lone cover came earlier this season when Green Bay was blocked on a field goal. But I don't know. Matt LaFleur has said, the team's healthy starters will play this season. They could secure the number 6 seed with a win and a Redskins loss. So that'd be an easier trip for them to play the Rams or the Buccaneers instead of the Eagles. So I'm not going to bet it. You don't need to bet this game. If I'm being completely honest, it's going to be a pass for me, kid. Let's go to the next game. We'll go out to Tennessee. Tennessee Titans. This is an ugly game. Tennessee Titans hosting the Houston Texans. Titans laying 1.5. They're favorites, minus 122 on the money line, plus 104 for the Texans. Total 36.5. Tony Pollard incentives. He needs 83 rushing yards for $285,000. He needs 2 touchdowns for $200K. Joe Mixon, he's 7 yards away from 1,000-yard season. Nico Collins is 32 receiving yards away from 1,000. Calvin Ridley is 59 yards away from 1,000. So we got some things to watch this season. Danielle Hunter, he has career 99.5 sacks. He is a half a sack shy from reaching his 100th sack of his career. 2+ sacks off the league lead of Myles Garrett and Trey Hendrickson as well. So Danielle Hunter as well. Watch out for him. But kid, this is an ugly game. What do we like here?
This is another one. I'm gonna just advise people to stay away. I'll be shocked if Tennessee goes out there and win this game. So I do lean Houston, just off principle. But hey, do we see the Giants like a giant slip up here, and Tennessee goes out and win this game? Who knows? It'll be interesting to see. But I think on principle and value alone, we got to take Houston plus 105 here.
It's so weird because D'Amico Ryans did come out and say their starters will play. I mean, they should. After that blowout loss to the Ravens, everyone should be playing that game. If I'm being honest, this team needs to play. I think they need to start playing and getting the rhythm back to get into the playoffs. The offense needs to play better. They're 25th in the league in DVOA for passing. CJ Stroud has had a sophomore slump. Bad offensive line as well. Defense, I thought it's actually been okay on the other hand. They're ranking 2nd in DVOA. The pass rush tandem, Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter, 2 great pass rushers. They've been great. Going against Tennessee offensive line, 27th in pass block. I don't know who are they going to play. Is it going to be Will Levis? Going to be? I think maybe they might run both of them in the last season. So I don't know. They should lose this game, not mess up their draft stock. But I don't know. I don't like this side. I lean under 38.5. I think we're going to see a very ugly game offensively from both sides of the ball. So yeah, I'm going to lean. Gonna lean under here in this game. Okay, let's go to the next game. We will go out to Indianapolis. Colts hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars. Colts laying 4.5 here at home, minus 215 on the money line, plus 180 for Jacksonville. Total 43.5. Jonathan Taylor, he's averaging 96.5 rush yards per game. 269 rush attempts for 1,254 yards. So we'll see. I mean, Colts, they always historically, they always struggle against the Jaguars for whatever reason. Indianapolis, 15, 26, and 2 ATS versus Jacksonville in the last 20 years. They're the least profitable team against the spread against Jacksonville. So I don't know why, but they just can't do it. Are you still going to lay the 4.5?
Nah, Dale, I think I'm going to go with Jacksonville plus 5. Heavy lean on Jacksonville just because Mac Jones and the offense been playing a little better as of late. Indianapolis, after last week, I think anything is possible on that defense now. Drew Lock threw, 334, ran one in as well. Malik Neighbors had like a $160, lost me in Super Bowl. I gotta take the plus 5 with Jacksonville. Indianapolis, they got nothing to play for. Are they just gonna go out there and ball out and say, "Oh, what could have been"? No, I think they lost this season last year, and policies show up this week as such. So, I think give me Jacksonville plus 5, and Dougie P keeps his job.
Wow. Yeah, this is a pass on me. I just don't like anything. Gus Bradley, I think might have lost his job last week. The Colts defensive coordinator. I mean. Yeah. Letting up 45 against the Giants is in a must-win game. His defense allowed 45 points to Drew Lock. I mean, what else do I have to say? This is a pass. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be Anthony Richardson. I don't know if it's going to be Joe Flacco. It doesn't matter to me. I hate this team. I truly do. They're just always going to be a 500 team to me. It's a pass. They will not get my money this week. Let's go to the next game. New England Patriots hosting the Buffalo Bills. Bills laying 2.5 here on the road, minus 142 on the money line. New England plus 120. Last game of the season in Foxborough, total 37.5. Little incentives here for this game. If Josh Allen wins the MVP, $1.5 million. Next rushing touchdown for him, he ties Thurman Thompson for 45th all time. Von Miller has 5 sacks on the year. He needs one more for $1.5 million. James Cook, he's 19 rush attempts from 1,000, or rushing yards, from 1,000 yards. He needs one rushing touchdown to tie O.J. Simpson, shout out O.J., from the single-season record in Bills history. And your boy, Ramondre Stevenson, he has 801 yards. He needs 199 from 1,000-yard receiving. And Khalil Shakur, he's 179 receiving yards away from 1,000. What do you really like here, kid?
I'm praying to God the Patriots lose so we can leverage, the first overall pick, get a first-round pick next year, second-round pick this year, and still find a way to get Travis Hunter in the top 3 as well this year. So I'm praying to God Buffalo play their hearts out in the first half and then take it on cruise control. And then Drake May doesn't play hero ball and we just cruise to a loss still. That'll be my dream scenario. I might put, a nice amount of money on the New England Patriots on the money line just because if I lose, it's worth the first overall pick.
Yeah.
So if we win, I'll lose, but I'll win. But I'll lose. But if we lose, I'll win because we get the first overall pick. So it's a double whammy. It's a little tricky there, but as a fan, I hope we get the first overall pick. So let's go Buffalo.
Yeah, it's a pass. I mean, the Bills, they've clinched a 2 seed already. They're probably going to rest their starters. Josh Allen is going to start just so he could continue his streak of 114 consecutive starts. It's the longest in the NFL, but he won't play more than a few snaps. We're going to see Mitchell Trubisky probably, even some backup skill players. And I think they should have success against this Patriot defense, honestly. I mean, Drake May, no disrespect, but Drake May, he's been impressive. I do like him. I think he's extremely talented. That would be it. I would only play like Drake May props. I mean, that would be inviting, Bills 26 in pass EPA since week 11, and they're probably going to sit some of their starters. So I think Drake May could have some talent. Patriots, they can secure the number 1 pick with a loss, but their coaches and players, they're probably going to want to end with the win. So we'll see if I do a solo pod next on Sunday. But yeah, it's a pass for me, kid. Let's go to Philadelphia. Eagles laying 3 at home against the G-Men, minus 152 on the money line. Giants +3, plus 128 on the money line. Saquon is going to sit. Jalen Hurts will sit. Incentives other than that, Josh Sweat, he needs 2. He has 8 sacks. He needs 2 more for $1 million. 3 more sacks would get $500K, and 4 more sacks would get another $500K as well. Malik Nabers, he NFL leads the season in targets. He needs 6 targets to break the rookie record of Terry Glenn back in 1996. Nabers, he leads by 1 target over Jamar Chase. No rookie has led the NFL in targets since 1991. 4 receptions behind Brock Bowers of the rookie reception as well. So Malik Nabers has 104 receptions. 2003, Puka Nacua had 105, and then this year, Brock Bowers has 108.
And we're seeing in recent years still. This is another one. I'm going to just have to stay away. Don't get me wrong. If I had to come down to it, wouldn't be surprised if the Giants went off on a 2-game winning streak to end off the season, though. They lost on, whoever quarterback they would have liked. Shador, Cam Ward, hey, Jalen Monroe, doesn't matter. Looks like they lost that. Hey, if anything, I'll take the +3. Don't get me wrong. Can Kenny Pickett outplay Drew Lock? Yeah, possibly. But I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to go out there and, chop. Who knows?
They might.
They might, just because it's the Giants. So
yeah,
it's a stay away from me.
Yeah, it's a stay away from me. I know this is not what you guys want to hear, but they're going to sit these games back in week 18.
Yeah.
A lot of teams who have locked up, they're focused on the end goal, which is the Super Bowl. So they're going to rest Saquon, Jalen Hurts. Kenny Pickett is even injured. We'll see if Tanner McKee, shout out Tanner McKee. I hope he gets his first start of the week. Drew Lock, I mean, he had a great game last week, but, I don't know. I don't think he could beat Philadelphia, even their backups, And I don't think they hurt their draft position even more. So we might get Tanner McKee versus Drew Lock. So that is a game I will not be betting on. I am sorry. Let's go to the next game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the New Orleans Saints. Buccaneers, they need this game. Laying 13.5 here at home. Minus 900 on the money line. Plus 610 for the Saints. Total 43.5. Baker Mayfield, 4th best passer rating in the league this year. 39 passing touchdowns. That's 2nd in the league. Passing yards over 4,200. That's 3rd in the league. Completion percentage, 2nd in the league, 71.8. Yards per attempt, 7th. He is top 10 in everything.
And he wasn't a Pro Bowler.
He has 15 interceptions. That's 1 shy away from the NFL lead led by Kirk Cousins. I'll say that. But 915 receiving yards for Mike Evans. Hopefully he gets that 1,000 yards. But other than that, kid, what do we like? You like this 13.5?
I'm not going to touch that deal. Give me Mike Evans over 93.5 receiving yards. I think he goes over 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
Even Baker Mayfield came out and said we're going to get him that 1,000 yards. So let's get 1,000-yard Mike.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Buccaneers, but I'm going to lay in the first half -3. I think Baker Mayfield has been on fire this season. It's very unfortunate he didn't make the Pro Bowl because he's a top 5, top 6 quarterback this season. I mean, I just read you the numbers. He's been amazing this season. I think he's the perfect fit. Love the offensive coordinator, Liam Cohen, as well. And Baker Mayfield, he's never closed as a 14-point favorite or higher in the NFL. He's been playing the best football in his career. I think they're going to torch the Saints, if I'm being honest. Bucky Irving has been he's coming off a great game, 190 yards on the ground. Saints, they're 31st in run defense this season, so I think maybe Bucky Irving could have a good game as well. -3 at -115. I like that in the first corner. I see -3.5 right now. I like that. I think the Bucs come out and really set the tone. I think they're really going to force feed Mike Evans as well and get him the 1,000 yards. I hope they do. as well. So yeah, give me the Buccaneers first quarter -3, 3.5, whatever you're able to get. Let's go to the 4 o'clock window now. Let's go to Denver. Denver Broncos hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Broncos laying 10.5 here at home. Kansas City plus 420 on the money line. Total 39.5. Incentives for this game: Cortland Sutton. He has 983 receiving yards. He needs 82 receiving yards for 500,000. DeAndre Hopkins, he needs 10 more receptions for 250,000. 141 yards, receiving yards for 250,000. And he needs one more touchdown for 500,000. What do we see here?
This is another one. The Chiefs got nothing to play for. It seems like they're gonna bench everybody.
Yeah.
I'm a little upset because I kind of want to see the Bengals in the playoffs. Kind of looking like it's a dub for that. I'm not gonna lay the big number. I think this is a perfect T spot as well. I am on Denver. If anything, put Denver in a T spot, but to lay 10.5 points, I understand Kansas City's not starting anybody, but I'm still not gonna lay 10.5.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's another pass for me. Broncos, they can secure a spot. They just need to win. And Chiefs, they're gonna rest everyone. I mean, they locked up the number 1 seed. Yeah, they got nothing to play for as well. So the spread's just gone too far. I think Denver's gonna win at home. Defense is probably gonna play well. Shout out Carson Wentz. He's gonna get the start. We're gonna see Carson Wentz against a very elite defense, I think. So I think the Chiefs are probably just gonna use this player to get some young players in, get some reps in. But I think the Broncos should coast to a win here, secure a playoff spot. I'm happy. I'm going to see Bo Nix in the playoffs. I'm a believer. What are you going to do? Let's go to the next 4 o'clock game. We will go to Vegas. Raiders hosting the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers laying 4.5 here on the road, -220 on the money line, plus 184 for the Raiders. Total 40.5. J.K. Dobbins, he needs 58 rushing yards for 150,000. He needs 208 rushing yards for an extra 150,000 as well. Like I said, Brock Bowers' career year, 108 receptions, 1,114 or 44 receiving yards. He needs 9 receptions away from breaking the all-time tight end record back in 2018. 116 receptions by Zach Ertz as well. So we'll see if he could do that. He needs 9 catches. We'll see if he could get it. What do you like here?
This is another game. It's tough to come down on. Maybe a first half. Yeah. Because this is another game. The Chargers locked up a playoff spot. Yeah, a win will be nice, but not needed. I'm gonna go. Damn, 3 first half. I'm gonna go first quarter -1.5 Chargers. I think, like I said, this is another game. I think they go out there, take care of business first half, cruise second half, bench everybody.
Yeah, this one was a hard one to come down from because Chargers, they locked it up. I don't know. The last time the Chargers played a road game against the Raiders, the total closed at 34, and the teams combined for 84 points. What are we talking about here? But this is much different. Antonio Pierce doesn't care about the draft order at all. He's fighting to keep his job, I think, if I'm being honest. And the Raiders, say what you want, they've been playing some solid football lately. They quietly top 8 in defensive EPA per play, success rate since week 11. And Aiden O'Connell is a good backup quarterback as well. I think he plays mistake-free football sometimes as well. So I think they might be live here, especially like you said, if they wind up sitting the starters second half. So lean Raiders, if anything. But all year I've gotten the Raiders wrong. Let's go out to Los Angeles to the Rams hosting the Seattle Seahawks. Rams underdogs at home because they just clinched. Seattle laying 6.5 here on the road, -300 on the money line. Rams plus 245 on the money line. Total 38.5. What do we like here for this game, kid?
To me, this is a perfect T spot as well because I do think Seattle will take care of business. Rams got nothing to play for. I like Jackson Smith, Jigba over 66.5 receiving yards as well. I like Geno Smith over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I'm pretty sure he has an incentives there for a nice check if he gets over I think 2 passing touchdowns. I think Seattle wins the game, so I think it's a perfect T spot. I'm not sure if I lay the 6.5. I lean the 6.5 deal just because, like I said, the Rams they're sitting everybody. They're sitting everybody, and I expect Seattle to go out there and just play their game.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pass for me. I wish this game, because this game could have decided the NFC West, but they Rams clinched the division last week. Sean McVay has come out already and said that he's going to rest their starters. They're happy with either the 3 or the 4 seed, so doesn't matter. They're going to prioritize their health before the playoffs. Makes sense. Seahawks, I think they're going to play, and they're trying to hope to end the season on a high note for Mike McDonald in his first year, despite reaching to make the playoffs. But, I think Seattle, good for teaser, money line parlay. They should win this game since everyone is going to start. But, yeah, give me Seattle here. 3 more games. Let's go out to MetLife. Jets hosting the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins short favorites, -1.5, -118 on the money line. Jets -102, total 39.5. Calais Campbell, 4 sacks. He needs 1 more sack for 300,000, 2 sacks for an extra 100,000 as well. What do we like here? I hope, and if they don't make the playoffs, I hope they trade him or they let him go somewhere so he could try to win a Super Bowl.
Realistically, give me the Dolphins and Tyler Huntley. Yes, it's at MetLife, but it's not going to be that cold. And they do have a shot to make the playoffs. I highly doubt they will. But I'm going to go with the Dolphins here. The Jets got nothing to play for. Don't expect them to show up, honestly. Offensively, they haven't showed up these past few weeks. Give me the Miami Dolphins. Also like them. I also think it's a good T spot as well.
Yeah, I like Snoop Huntley, don't get me wrong, but I just obviously think he's a massive downgrade from Tua. He ranks 43 of 46 quarterbacks in the league in passing success rate. Rodgers, it probably might be his last game with the Jets, but I expect him to ball out, kid. I really do. At home, give me the Jets +1.5, -102 on the money line. He's going out with a bang. We're gonna ruin our draft order. It doesn't matter. Let's go out to Arizona. Cardinals hosting the San Francisco 49ers. Cardinals laying 4.5 here at home, -215 on the money line, +180 for the 49ers. Total 42.5. James Conner, 8 rushing touchdowns. George Kittle, 8 receiving touchdowns as well.
I'm pretty sure James Conner is shut down.
Oh, he's shut down as well.
Yeah,
okay, same. So, yeah, Brock Purdy, he shut down as well. So another ugly game, kid. What do we like?
I'm gonna take the 49ers +4. Don't get me wrong. I don't expect either team to do much, but I don't expect the 49ers to just to roll over. So if I had to pick who's gonna make sure their team shows up and play, I'm gonna pick Kyle Shanahan. So give me the Shanahan +4. I think the 49ers either lose a close one or they go out there and win the game. Who knows? But give me the 49ers +4.
1-5 in their last 6 games for the Cardinals. Josh Dobbs will get the start over Brock Purdy. He had some nice moments against the with the Vikings last season, but I mean, obviously he's a massive downgrade. I think it's unfair to expect anything from this offense again on the road against this Cardinals defense. I don't think they'll end it on a high note. I think the Cardinals will go out there, win this game. I think, this matchup, I think they could have some highs against this 49er team who's been battered and bruised with injuries this season. So call me crazy, but I'll lay the 4.5 here with Arizona here at home. And then the last game, Sunday Night Football for all the marbles for the number 1 seed. We're going out to Detroit. The Lions hosting the Minnesota Vikings. Lions short favorites at home, -2.5, -154 on the money line, +134. Sam Darnold and the Vikings. Total 56.5. Kid, this is going to be the best game of the weekend. Who wins? Who gets the 1 seed? How do they do it? What do we like?
Definitely the game of the week. I love the fact it comes down to Sunday night for the NFC North. Give me the Minnesota Vikings +3. Give me Minnesota dogs. I think
Wow.
they're plus 130 on the money line. I think Minnesota, in my opinion, right now, a little more complete of a team. Like I said, the Lions just dealing with a little bit of injuries. Won't be surprised if Minnesota goes in there and shock them. Wouldn't be surprised. Don't get me wrong. Can the Lions be the number one seed again? Yeah, absolutely. In my opinion, this is a tough game to come down on. I'm surprised it wasn't like a 1.5 spread. I think three is too much. I wouldn't be surprised if I push either, but give me Minnesota Vikings plus three, and I'm be honest, a little sprinkle on the money line plus 120.
Yeah, and if I'm being honest, I think the Lions escaped Monday night, without even more injury. But their defense, they've been a massive problem the last few weeks as well. Carlton Davis, especially problematic for that defense, relies heavily on man coverage and blitzing. Lions, they play at the highest rate of man coverage in the NFL. They play 44% of man. Sam Darnold, he has torched man coverage all year. First man coverage, 25 touchdowns, 4 interception, 124.3 passer rating. That's third in the NFL. Now, versus coverage or zone, Sam Darnold, 10 passing touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 93.7 passer rating. That's 20th in the NFL. I think Aaron Jones, he's seen a decline as well in the second half. And the Vikings, they don't really have an elite rushing attack. I think they're going to lean heavily on this passing offense with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson. In Minnesota, they rank third in pass rate. I expect Sam Darnold to throw all over this Lion defense. Detroit, they've had offensive success. I think I like the matchup for them as well with Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's torched the zone defense as well. So give me Vikings team total. That's my official play. Vikings team total over 27.5. I think they could get 28 points. I think 4 touchdowns is good. And I think we're going to see a shootout here. I like Minnesota as well. I'm not going to touch them maybe in my teaser, but official play, Minnesota over 27.5 team total.
Oh, I love it, though. I love it.
Kid, lock, dog, and total. We will start with you. What is the lock? Ugly slate.
Ugly slate. I'm going to say the lock. Mike Evans over 93.5 receiving yards. I think we can see Mike over 1,000 yards. I love that. Also love, I'm not going to say love. I also like Calvin Austin over 30.5 receiving yards. I would say those two, my best favorite bets of the weekend. Dog. Give me the Minnesota Vikings plus 120 on the money line. I just said it. Don't get me wrong. I like the 49ers as well. But this is the one true game. Give me the Vikings for the North plus 120 on the money line. And then my 3-way teaser plus 140. Don't back me. Don't back me. Been a long season for the teaser. Last one for the people. Dale, I'm going to even put it in. I'm going to have some faith on myself. Give me the Denver Broncos down to 4.5. Give me the Seahawks down to a pick 'em. And give me the Miami Dolphins up to 5. I think they make it close. That's my 3-way 6-point teasers. Broncos down 4.5. Seattle basically to a pick 'em. The Dolphins to 5.
Lock, I am going to do Ravens first half minus 10.5 against the Browns. They stink. Dog, going to be Minnesota Vikings plus 120. Yeah. Oh, no, plus 130, excuse me. Plus 130 for the Vikings. I think they win the North. 3-way 6-point teaser. I'm going to tease the Steelers up from 1.5 to plus 7.5. I'm going to tease the Redskins down from 6.5 to 0.5. And I'm going to tease the Vikings from 2.5 to plus 8.5. 6-point teaser plus 140. Kid, let's have a hell of a week 18. Let's close the season out strong. Unfortunately, we have reached the end of the season, kid. But all right, let's go to the NBA. 9-game slate here on a Friday, kid. Some good games, like I said, Thunder versus the Knicks. We got our little revenge spot for Imo Doku. What do we like here for Friday?
Yeah, definitely a great slate for Friday. Glad that the NBA is back, Dale. Let's get into it. First game, I'm touching Orlando Magic taking on the Toronto Raptors. Give me the Magic minus 117 on the money line. I'm surprised the number is this short. They're laying 1.5. If you want to lay the points as well on the road, by all means. But give me the the Magic on the road -1.5 or on the money line. Next game up, Charlotte Hornets taking on the Detroit Pistons. I lean the Pistons -5.5. Realistically, Pistons getting it together, man. Maybe not a playoff team, but definitely a little better than I anticipated. I like what's going on in Detroit. I lean the Pistons -5.5. Next game, 8:30, Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Dallas Mavericks. This is gonna be a game. Wish Luca was there. Give me the Cleveland Cavaliers -5.5 on the road, -6, whatever you could get. People, I think Cleveland cruise to a victory here. They still looking really good, though, surprisingly, Cleveland. Next game, your New York Knicks taking on the OKC Thunder. Knicks catching 4. I'm sorry, 6. Dill, this is a tough game. Knicks red hot, OKC red hot. What, Knicks won, 9 straight games?
9 straight. 12 straight for OKC.
Give me the New York Knicks +5.5 on the road. I think they just make it close. I do think, you possibly will lose just because OKC's really good. Gotta give them that, though. They're really good. I think y'all make it interesting. Give me the +5.5 with the Knicks on the road. And then the last game that I'm touching, Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Sacramento Kings. Kings laying 4.5. Don't get me wrong, a little surprised that the number's this big. Dill, give me the Grizzlies +4.5, 5.5 at home. I understand no Ja, but at the end of the Kings haven't been good. No Kinga Murray. They just played the other night. Man, I don't love this Knicks team. Give me the Grizzlies +4.5, even without Ja. And last game that I'll have an opinion on. No spread out on it yet, but I like Atlanta over the Lakers tomorrow. Atlanta won 4 out of the last 5, I think. Lakers lost a tough one the other night to the Kings. I think Atlanta will be short puppies here, and I like them as live dogs. Give me Atlanta plus money on the money line. Hopefully they're plus money.
Kid, good luck. Hopefully we finish out the year strong. We'll be back Sunday night for Monday. We'll recap everything, look ahead into the playoffs. We'll look into college playoffs as well, the semifinals as well. But Kid, any last words before we get up out of here?
Nah, we welcome in the new year. Hopefully the plays are great. And Dill, next pod, let's get ready for playoff football.
Can't wait. Have a good one. Good luck.